Are you looking for more out of your life? Do you need ideas on how to start new businesses and how to move forward in your own personal life? Well, guess what? You have come to the right radio show. At You Can Overcome Anything podcast show, you will learn and hear from many people from all walks of life who are sharing their challenges, their stories, the habits, and the mind shifts they had to overcome to become who they are today. On top, you will get a chance to connect and see how you can overcome anything by networking and learning about your next move through this radio show. I present to you our great speakers at You Can Overcome Anything podcast show with your host, Cesar R Espino. Hey, welcome back. It is your friend Cesar R Espino. Welcome to your podcast show, You Can Overcome Anything. And today I have a special guest. His name is John Great. Hey, John, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Awesome. For the ones that are listening to us and watching us, let me give you a little bit of background on John, and then we can dive into it. John is the founder of Done Rite Carpet Care and On Fire Carpet Correcting. And by the way, that is not a cleaning services. We'll talk about more about that in a second. He's the author of Stop Spot Cleaning Your Life, and is on a mission to help like-minded, married with children, busy professional men restore their lives to radical, clean happiness through life cleaning and help others do the same. Awesome. So, John, tell me, what is this life cleaning?
Life cleaning. Well, I tell you what, my big thing is, ever since I was a kid, my dream was just to have happiness.
Okay.
And as a carpet cleaner, I realized that life is just like a carpet. And when a consumer gets a carpet, they're always happy when it's nice and clean. But when it gets dirty, it's not so happy anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So when it comes to life cleaning, what I realize is that when I'm able to clean, like, quote, life spots and restore them to where they don't reappear on me, man, I'm way happier, and I'm able to produce way more, not just in my company, but, man, in my family, with my children, with my spouse, with even, like, hard to get along with people.
Yeah.
And the whole life cleaning thing, it's been pretty amazing, because things that I thought would have been permanent stains weren't permanent stains at all. They just needed a different approach.
Got it. So let me ask you something. Let's take it back a little bit behind. What's your, where were you born? What's your background?
Well, I was born a long time ago. I'm 47, okay? So let's see here. Like I said, my dream was happiness as a kid, 6 or 7. That's what I remember. Okay. And I remember my parents, taking my brother and I and my sisters going to Disneyland, and we go to the beach, and that was fun. But I didn't need that to be happy,
Got it.
All I really needed was just to be with my mom and dad and my family. That was enough for me. Even if they were mad, even if we would fight, because there was a lot of friction at our house. Like, my mom, full-blooded Mexican, my dad, German and English, and my mom, they loved us so much, right? But they were very, very strict, and I don't know, I'm a little rebellious. I'm very competitive, especially in business, and I didn't really like the way they ran things, so I kind of tested them, and I also experienced their kind of wrath. But even in that, man, I was just happy to be part of my family, And
right.
That ended, though, when my parents divorced, when I was like 8 or 9.
Wow.
That was hard, bro.
Yeah.
That was, oh my gosh.
I can imagine.
What was harder was, like, my dad getting married to another woman with a kid already, and then moving in with them. And I felt like, wait, how are you going to go leave your family, your kids, and then go marry somebody else, and then live with that other kid? Like, I couldn't get my head around that. It hurt me.
Right.
And I started rebelling more, and you know, I'm 11 or so right now, and my mom and dad, they kind of get worried because they see me going down the wrong path.
Mm.
So to scare me straight, man, they come up with this plan to leave me at an orphanage or else.
Mm.
So my mom, she's like, John, pack your bags, get in the car. So I do. And I'm like, Mom, where are we going? She's like, don't worry about it. She's like, you won't listen to me, but you'll listen to these other people. I guarantee it. Man, we get to this giant building, Camarillo, California, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she's faking me out, but I don't know it. She leaves me at this giant building. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I could either run right now or I could just turn myself in and just hope for the best. Thank God my mom comes back. I'm sitting there crying, dude. I'm like terrified. My mom rolls down her window. You gonna behave, honey? Oh yes, Mom. I promise.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was doing the dishes. I was an angel. Yeah. Then a couple years later, my dad, he gets cancer, man, and I'm like,
oh man,
what? So I go from being this angel to like not being able to process that or my feelings or anything, and I just go on this rampage. Then my dad dies a horrible cancer death. Funeral comes, and sitting there front row, the preacher guy is like, John William Grace Sr., he was a great man. He loved God. He had so much faith. And I'm just sitting there. I'm just raging, upset. And I'm like, wait, if God is so good, why didn't my dad tell me about him? Why didn't he tell me about his faith? Bro, I'm just tripping out. Like, this is all hitting me like a ton of bricks. So instead of going on a rage because I'm mad at my parents, now I go on a rage because I'm mad at God.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Dude, like, I'm all out rebel. Like, not because I want to be, but I just feel it's the right thing. Like, I didn't mean anything by it, but,
right.
So I start substance abusing and hanging out with the wrong crowd. I get kicked out of my house. I'm homeless. I'm 16 years old, and I'm looking to make a name for myself. Like, you know what? My mom and dad took the power from me. Well, guess what? I'm taking the power from my darn self, and ended up just so broken and so thug-like. I really just wanted to be dead or killed.
Wow.
But because I was raised Catholic, that was like, I couldn't commit suicide. That was against the moral line.
Right.
So I go on this crime spree. I'm not proud of it, but it was what I had to do to survive and support my habits. So that ended in going into the justice system. Instead of dying, looking back, I feel like God gave me the gift of incarceration. And that lasted for a little while, but it hardened me. Like, bad.
How long were you incarcerated?
Well, in and out for a little while.
Got it.
Kind of like to leave a little bit of that out.
Yeah.
It's in the book, though. It's in the book.
And we're going to talk about it in a second for sure. Yeah. And so let me ask you something. So I could imagine, what you were going through, and imagine, your parents separated. So at that point, obviously, again, you were looking for, mom and dad, you love that family, of being together, obviously Disney and all that is good for people that are here in SoCal. This is pretty awesome to go there. That's what people want nowadays, by the way. But I get it, right? You were really looking more for that family being together kind of stuff. So then when they got separated and your dad decided to go and find a new family, your biggest challenge, I could imagine, based on what you're telling me, seems like it was really acceptance, right? You were looking for that acceptance, or you were looking for maybe perhaps having that that father-son relationship that maybe you felt like somebody else was getting that, right? And that's what led you to some of the things that you started rebelling against your own family, right? Is that what it is?
That's like a fraction of it.
Okay, got it.
So I felt like I had that, like, as a young boy. I remember, like, bro, my dad would take us into the garden and, we'd be pulling weeds. It wasn't the funnest thing, but it was just being together, man. And, like, I remember my dad taking me into the bathroom and, like, him watching him shave, and then he's like, "Hey, son, you know what? I got you something." He got me this little shaving kit, bro, and I would shave with him, dude. And I remember seeing, like, we have this picture at my mom's house, and it's me and my dad shaving together, man. We're both in our chonies, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, it's like, that's just it's pure as it gets, man. It's like just being with him and my mom, like I said, even if they were like fighting, but the thing is when you say acceptance, it's like I kind of feel like I was like the black cat of the family, you know, that black sheep, whatever you call it, and they wanted to change that.
Got it.
You know, I think, I don't know if they felt threatened by it, and it doesn't matter now. It's just what it is. But I wanted to, looking back, I definitely wanted to be accepted for who I was,
for who you were
born to be, right? Like, it's nothing I tried to do. It's just kind of who I am.
Yeah.
So you're definitely right about that, you know. And there was friction in trying to change me and not accepting that.
Right. And that makes sense, because so the one of the things that I was trying to point out with that is that a lot of times people fall into this, well, I'm not accepted, or, you know, no one wants me, or, you know, I'm so different. Then they take that pain, or they take that circumstance, and then they turn that or into a negative aspect, right? Or they fall into other habits, whether it's hanging around with their own people, doing things that you know, are at the end of the day going to get them into trouble, whether it's drugs or gangs or things like that, right? So a lot of people go into that aspect, and always my message is, you know, be who you are, and don't let that take the best out of you. And just because maybe you feel like you're not being accepted or something like that, don't turn that over and then go into something that is not the right path, right? And so I just wanted to get your perspective on that, and obviously I can see that, you know. So then you went homeless, which is like, again, at 16 years old, being homeless, you know, just getting kicked out and getting to all these other things that were not, you know, good for you. You were coming in and going in and coming out of the justice system. What happened after that?
Well, that childhood dream of happiness emerged again. Like, I went from being just like kind of frozen like a rock to like, man, you know what? I'm not going to be alive forever, bro. I want to have some happiness and fulfillment. And I couldn't stay out of the justice system. You know, I was an addict. And I thought to myself, well, I need to do something, or else I'm going to become institutionalized. And I don't want that. You know, I didn't want it. I mean, it's not an easy lifestyle. Anyways, I thought to myself, well, maybe I should have a relationship. Maybe I should get married and have a kid. And I'm like almost 22 and I get married, and it was okay, right? But it did keep me out. I had, you know, I thought, shoot, I got to provide. I need to work. But I was still a substance abuser, heavy all the time. Like, there wasn't a waking hour where I wasn't under the influence of something to get through life, to be quite honest with you. And the problem with the marriage is we were both addicts. So it became toxic fast. So to make it better, you know, we have a kid, and, you know, looking back, was that a great idea? No. But was it a miracle that gave me joy I'd never felt before? Absolutely. That joy of my beautiful daughter filled my heart, my life, but it didn't take root. And because it came toxic and more toxic, I mean, honestly, that marriage was worse than the time incarcerated, bro. It was like, so we had to end things in divorce, and that was totally against everything. That was like committing suicide, man. I knew what my parents' divorce did to me. What's it gonna do to my baby girl? And honestly, like, the pain of not knowing if she's okay from day to day, not seeing her, not waking up to my baby girl, killed me, man. Like, I was going through physical pain, and I couldn't think straight. I couldn't eat. I couldn't work. Man, it was crazy.
Wow. And so let me ask you this. The reason that obviously you went back and you know, when you came out, you said, I need to get married. I need to have maybe a relationship. Was part of the reason why you were attracted to your ex-wife, I'm assuming in this case, was because you guys were also have that thing in common, which is, just the abuse, the substance abuse? Was that part of that? Did you feel like, okay, we can click, we connect because of that? Because I know a lot of people, sometimes, the reason why they hang around with a certain group of people is because they feel like, well, they're doing drugs, or they find something that's common to both of them. And that's why they're together, or as a group of people, there's friends or a couple. Yet once that becomes uncommon, then, people tend to, there's nothing for them to talk about, so they tend to, leave. Was that something similar to you, or was it really more of the drive that maybe having a relationship is going to fix, the what I'm going through?
Yeah, is more so the latter. Like, okay. I honestly didn't know she had a problem.
Got
and
it.
So hers was more like alcohol, mine was more substance.
Got it.
And I'm not proud of what I'm about to say, but
yep.
it was more so selfishness on my end, because I knew I had to become more responsible for my life somehow, but I honestly didn't know how, because my dad left at a very young age, and my mom, she did the best she could, bro, but she had to work like 2 or 3 jobs just to support my brother and I. So I didn't really know how to take responsibility for my life or anything. So I thought, okay, shoot, if I have to provide for somebody else, that'll make me be more responsible, and hopefully I could stay out.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And then like, into the marriage, I learned she has this drinking thing. And it's like, whoa, shoot, man. Like, what am I going to do? It's like I felt like a deer caught in headlights with my back up against the wall. It's like, what are you going to do?
Right. So, yeah.
So now I get divorced, right? And I'm thinking to myself, shoot, what the heck am I going to do? Because now I really want to be happy. And I remember, like, my mom had given me these teaching tapes like years prior. She had become a Christian, and she's like, just listen to these. And I pull them out. It's this lady, Joyce Myers. She's talking about, hey, I've had a rough life. And she was describing it. I'm like, whoa, she went through some crap. She's like, hey, what God did for me, he can do for you. But check this out. She said this a couple times. You could get double for your trouble. And I'm like, what? Oh, take that double for your trouble. So I signed up right then. And man, things started changing. I had my carpet cleaning business going, and God started helping me grow that to multiple 6 figures like fast. And I started buying vans and hiring people and just doing super good. And I started feeling like, shoot, the happiness is coming back full steam ahead. Like, I wanted to get married again and have a couple kids. And I was shocked by that, because I thought, no, I am done.
You're done with that. Yeah, exactly.
I am done, bro. I just want to build a business, have a good life, and, American dream type of thing, not marriage, but so I want to get married now. And anyways, I meet my wife, my now wife, and things are amazing. She's like this amazing person. I mean, dream childhood, dream parents that raised her. Like, wow. Like, I just look back now, I'm like, wow, no wonder she's so good.
Yeah.
And we buy a big house, and things are going great. We have a couple kids, and then people stop buying my carpet cleaning services, man. It's like, everything is just going down, down, down. I'm tripping out. But why aren't people buying my carpet cleaning services? Here's the thing. People get a carpet, right? They get a spot on it. They don't want that spot. So they spot clean it. The spot goes away. It comes back bigger and darker. And they think, oh, shoot, maybe my carpet's defective. They call the manufacturer. The manufacturer says, hey, have somebody clean it, a professional clean it. Professional goes out there to deep clean it, charges them a lot of money. They spray it down, they agitate it, they clean it. Comes out great. But then those same spots reappear a couple months later. Now the carpet's a little darker, a little crunchy, and it ends the carpet's life in early replacement. And it all starts with a reappearing spot. And people are not buying my services because of these darn reappearing spots. And I think to myself, okay, how can I fix this problem? This is either an opportunity for me to fix the problem or get out of the industry altogether. So I decided, hey, I'm going to fix it. So, man, I take years and lots of money, time, energy. I figure out this problem and I come up with a solution that prevents, corrects, and restores these reappearing spots and what I call soil magnet syndrome, so that a carpet can last longer than the manufacturer touts and clients get the most for their money, right? And like, you're a realtor, so you know, I mean, the carpet is a third of the appearance of the whole house. I mean, if it looks good, chances are the rest of the house is going to look pretty good.
Yeah, right.
But the problem when you have a listing and they just get it clean and those spots come back, that's a problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I figured that out. Business is starting to get better. But then I realized, as I'm on the brink of divorce because everything is crashing, my business, my finances, my relationship with my spouse and my children, I get this epiphany as I'm doing this job for this customer with reappearing spots. My life has the same problem as these carpets. Reappearing spots, bro. And I take another 3 to 5 year mini retirement from my business, and I start decoding my carpet cleaning process into a formula to do for my life what I do for carpet. Dude, I got such good results. Oh my gosh. I started like restoring my marriage, my relationship with my children. Oh, it's been amazing, man. And the spots go away and they don't come back. And what I found is that these reappearing spots in life, how they lead to the early replacement of carpet, they lead to the early replacement of marriages, of dreams, of our most precious relationships. But they can all be prevented, corrected, and restored when you know the process.
Oh, that's amazing. And so you had your first turning point, right when you found your wife. Like, that's when you started it, and you kind of took that first turning point, and then you kind of crashed, and then then you have this epiphany, and then like boom, that just happened, right? Let me ask you something really quickly, and before we get to that, because I want to learn more about that. But what was the reason you said, you know what, I need to get on? So you're working for somebody in the carpet cleaning, or did you start your own company back then when you first got into it?
Okay, so rewind to when I'm a kid. My mom comes home. I'm like, I don't know, 10, 11 years old. She's working 2 to 3 jobs. It's my brother and I that she's supporting. My sisters are older. They're out. She comes home to cook dinner for my brother and I, get down on her hands and knees, and starts cleaning the carpet, bro. And it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock. She has to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there, John, get off your butt and help your mom. Yeah. And I'm like, Mom, show me how to do it. I did it. Carpet turned out great. Made me feel good because, give my mom a chance to lay down, and I'm helping around the house. And this was after the fact with the whole orphanage thing, right? So I'm, dude,
you're good. You're a good kid. Yeah.
So now fast forward to when I get out of the justice system and I get my first job, helping carpet cleaner. And I think to myself, dude, I could do this. But the thing is when I was a kid, after I started cleaning our carpets at the house, they got past the point of me self-cleaning it, So my mom had to hire a professional, and, she hires this guy. The company says $39, we'll do the whole house. You know the deal, bait and switch, man. They come out there, they do a okay job, but then all the spots and stains, they come back like a week later. Carpet doesn't even look like it was clean. My mom calls that company back. Sorry, ma'am, your job is not guaranteed. Click.
Wow.
I was outraged, but I couldn't do anything. I was too young.
Yeah.
So fast forward to, when I get my job, man, he's training me how to do things and I'm helping. And I like it because it's kind of like I'm working out but I'm getting paid for it, and I'm helping people, and I'm helping their house look good. So I like it. But I see that the company is training him to treat the customers the same way that guy treated my mom. I was like, no, this is not cool. Saved my money, bought my own equipment, $500, started my own company, man, and started growing right away just based on treating people the way I wanted my mom to be treated. Yeah. I mean, no matter if I did a good job or not, if the service was good, like it was I wanted for my mom, then the company was just going to grow.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to do a good job and provide, good customer service, it was just like a no-brainer, man. Shoot,
awesome. That's actually a really good point when it comes down to becoming an entrepreneur. Is not just doing something for the money, you're doing it for the value that you're presenting to the people. And that's exactly what you did. You have a motive of why you want to become better than the competition. And like you said, you get paid for it, you enjoy what you're doing, you're helping people. Except that's one thing that a lot of people need to look at when they're entrepreneurs, is that they have to understand that there has to be something bigger than just the money. And in this case, you had that, and you also are bringing more value. When you bring more value to your customers, that thing just keeps floating, and coming in, which is what you're doing, which is awesome,
Right. And so here's the thing. This is what's crazy to me. Like sitting here talking to you, and you're talking about value. Well, so I invent this process, right? Because the number one problem with carpet, not just for consumers, but for carpet cleaning companies, are those darn reappearing spots, man. They create redos, which companies provide for free services, right? And the technician or whoever goes back out there, they do a good job, they work hard, they're more aggressive, but then the spots come back again. And it's so frustrating because it's inconvenient for the client. They have to set aside time to have, the carpet redone. They have to break their day up. They're busy with their kids, with their job, with their life, right? And what I've learned or come to believe after inventing this process for carpet is that carpet, man, it's like a miracle product, bro. It should be up there with like the Grand Canyon and Niagara Falls this is amazing stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is how people or how technicians and the carpet cleaning industry trains them, I feel like it's broken. It was right at the time it was invented, but now knowing what I know, it's all backwards. It's wrong. And that's the same how I feel with, believe it or not, personal development, like different things to help people. Yeah, they help people, but it's like spot cleaning. It treats the surface. It doesn't treat the root issue. Like once you start treating the root issue, the symptom up here on the surface, which is that reappearing spot,
disappears.
Has to go away.
Yeah.
It has to. So I'm one of these that believes that, yeah, carpet's a miracle product, but you have to get that root issue to solve the surface problem, to make it easy to care for, and to perform the way the manufacturer touts. Right. If you do that, you're going to get more than what you paid for. You're going to get the value you actually deserve and desire.
So then with this passion, cleaning the carpets, getting to the root of the problem and then fixing that, the idea came of, helping people or specifically men, right? A professional man restore their lives. So tell me more about that. How is that entail in your, in your day-to-day business, and what is it that exactly that you do there?
Well, so how I restored my life, like easily and without being on this emotional roller coaster, is I stopped looking at my life like my personal life. I started looking at it like the way I look at my clients' carpet. That was a game changer, man, because I kid you not, like so many consumers will look at their carpet and they'll blame the manufacturer. They'll blame the spot cleaner that didn't work. They'll blame the carpet cleaner for cleaning the carpet and it getting dirty fast. And I looked at my life and some of the spots, and I compared them to Spot Cleaner. And the first thing I ask my clients, what's your particular area of concern, for carpet cleaning? And they'll say, well, I have this spot and it went away and it came back. So I tried this and that worked, but then it came back bigger and darker. So I tried this and then I compared that to my life. And oh my gosh, it started with a conflict with my spouse. And I said I was sorry and that made it go away, but then it came back. So I tried this. Shoot, I didn't mean to, honey. It wasn't my fault. And it went away and it came back. So I tried counseling and that helped it. But then I noticed all that was doing was treating the surface spot and pushing the root issue deeper down into the base of our relationship until finally it exploded, bro. And it looked like it was ready to be replaced. I was on the brink of divorce.
Wow.
I kid you not, dude. I was ready to lose everything again. And that, dude,
You're like, it's not going to happen.
Failure was not an option for me. I did not get married again to fail. And I was willing to do anything in my power to save my relationship with my wife and my children, because it was about saving and restoring my marriage, but it was more so about breaking a pattern in my line, bro. Like, this is real to me. And I knew that if I could do it, it would impact not just me and my family now, but my future generations.
Yeah.
So it's not only doing that as we speak, but it's impacting the people that know me, especially from my childhood. They're like tripping out right now. They're like, is this the same guy?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. I am the same guy, bro, but I'm just following a system that works. So it's like, I never knew what to say or how to say it. Now I know exactly what to say and how to say it because I have this little system. Do you mind if I share it with you?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so it starts with personal, like, awareness. Not just awareness, but interpersonal awareness. Okay, so what does that mean? That means, so a spot gets on your life carpet, right? You got to be aware of what that triggers in you. What kind of thoughts and feelings? What kind of, how does your nervous system react to that? Like, for me, I would get falsely accused of stuff when I was a kid. Oh, man, that used to make my skin crawl like no other. Second step, accountability, personal accountability, so that you can be accountable for your thoughts and feelings and not let them dictate your reactions or spot cleaning. And the third step is aligned action. Aligned action with what? What's your goal? And here's what I found. My goal when I would spot clean my life was to try and meet unmet needs that I couldn't meet, bro. Like, a lot of my goals, they were like just camouflaged unmet needs. What really needs to be aligned action is with a transcendent goal that is above all your unmet needs, that requires your talent, your gifting, your passion, your desires, your everything. And when you do that, these little unmet needs down here, like financial, relational, they have to get met. So it's like you get the best of both worlds, man.
Yeah, damn, that's awesome.
So step 4 is adoration, okay? Adoration is unconditional love. Okay, so when you have a reappearing spot, what do? Well, this is what sets my carpet cleaning business apart, my carpet correcting business, and it's what sets my life cleaning business apart. Okay, so what I learned through all of my research and analytics through carpet is that you go into a house, we go into a house, and I train my guys to see spots and stains differently than anybody else. I'm teaching them to look for detergent 100% of the time first before they do anything, because most of these reappearing spots, they're not spots at all. They're residue from all of the spot cleaning that 100% of the time to the untrained eye looks like a real spot. So I tell my guys, when in doubt, rinse it out. If you're curious, then rinse it out first. And chances are you're not going to need to use any detergent. Well, here's the thing with life. I remember the spot kick coming back on my life. We're camping at the beach, and all of a sudden, my baby girl, she dumps water on my wife, and my wife's like, ah. And then I'm like kind of laughing inside, right? And I'm on the beach, on the sand, just, watching everything. And then my son comes behind me with a big bucket of cold water. And he dumps the water on me. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold. And then it hit me. When a spot comes back in life, when in doubt, rinse it out with unconditional love. What's the water for unconditional love? Here it is. It's the first 4 steps combined: awareness, accountability, aligned action towards that vision, and adoration. Step number 5 is acceptance. Acceptance of the system, acceptance of yourself, how you are, how you were made, your gifting, your talents, and acceptance of others for how they are. And when you activate all of these 5, you have 3 strategies that will restore your life. That not just will restore relationships, dude, they'll restore businesses. They'll obviously restore a carpet. They'll restore industries. And let me just give you one example. This whole thing was tested shortly after I invented this system. And, my marriage was not quite restored yet. It was at the beginning stages. And I had made some terrible choices that put us in financial hardship. And like I said, I was willing to do anything to save my marriage. I love Rocky Balboa, dude, man, yeah. I could watch that movie over and over, especially Rocky 1 and Rocky 2, right?
Yeah.
And Rocky 2 is where he's coming back, bro. He's taking out Apollo Creed, right? So it's like 11 o'clock, almost midnight at my house. My 2 kids, they're super young. My older daughter, she was already out of the house, right? My wife comes down the stairs, financial fear storm. I mean, we're just facing, not good financial situation. Houses in foreclosure, condos in foreclosure. I'm in bankruptcy. She's coming down to just let me have it. And I'm watching Rocky, my favorite movie in the whole world. It's at the crescendo of the whole movie. And why are you watching that movie again? I can't believe it. You always watch it. What's your problem? We need to figure this out. And I feel my skin crawling, bro. And I'm and Thug John, Gangster John, homeless John, addict John is ready to just rage, right? Because I'm whatever. And I hear Rocky Balboa, and my face, I'm just like this, and I'm looking through the slots of my fingers, and all of a sudden I hear, dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, whoa, something's happening here. And my wife is just shouting at me. And all of a sudden I become aware that the hair on my neck is starting to stand up. And I become accountable, and I say to myself, I am not going to react. I am going to do whatever it takes to respond in a way that's in aligned action with my vision. And she's going on, and then I hear, Rocky, he wins the fight, and ding, 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 and the referee's getting ready to hold up his hand like he's a champion, and I think to myself, John, this is the fight of your life. And I say to my wife, I uncover my hands. I'm like, honey, and mind you, I'm raging pissed inside. Honey, you are so right. I made some awful choices. I take full responsibility for those. I am not going to go anywhere. I am going to do whatever I can to fix this, and this will be my payment to you for life. I am not going anywhere. I am here for you and the kids, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes, not just to fix this, but to change, to be the husband and dad and leader I know I'm here to be. And that right there, like, at the time I didn't realize it, but the next day, I, I didn't restore my marriage, but I did take a brick out of that relationship wall that all of my spot cleaning had built. And I noticed a tangible difference in the state of my marriage, of my wife, of myself, of my kids. And I knew I had something. And all I can say is the system works. The thing is, what's so imperative is that compelling vision for your life that transcends all these unmet needs, because it has to be so compelling to a man's life that he would do it for free if he didn't have bills or anything. That, like, this is his life dream, and it has to be able to compel you from where you are in the heat of the crap to do what's in alignment with that dream. And bro, once you do it like once or twice and you start seeing the tangible results and it becomes the new normal, it's not even hard. It's simple.
Yeah.
It becomes like easy, dude. It's crazy because honest to God, whether you spot clean your life or use this restorative cleaning process, it's hard either way.
Yeah, exactly. And might as well just do it, right? And I really love your system, and that's a lot of great tips. I love that. One thing that I can tell you is the number one, I think, is the personal awareness. I think that's probably one of the ones that many people struggle with, because they tend to blame everybody but themselves. They tend to say, this is happening to me because of the society or the politics or whatever, right? When it really comes down to, it starts with you, is you understanding how you fit into this whole aspect of this, and then taking that full responsibility of your own life. Because at the end of the day, any changes or anything you do in your life comes down to what is it that you're doing in your life, right? And so I really love that first one. I mean, all of them are awesome, the accountability too, and just having all these different things, except I agree. I want to say that it starts with that personal awareness. Like, you need to really take that, to a whole new level and understand how you have the impact to change your life, just like you had the impact to make those mistakes or whatever the case may be. You did that to yourself. Now you can fix that yourself if you put in the work, which is pretty awesome.
Okay, so thank you for that. But let me just take it one step deeper.
Yep.
And this, since you like that, this is gonna blow you away. Okay, so you have personal awareness, right? And this relates totally to carpet too, okay? Spot cleaning and all that. So there's personal awareness, but then there's interpersonal awareness, okay? And this is even more powerful, but you can't have the interpersonal awareness until you have the personal awareness. Because when you have the personal awareness, okay, yeah, my skin's crawling. Now what? But it allows you to think about, if you react, how is that reaction going to impact the spot, number one? But how is your reaction going to impact the other person inside and outside? Meaning, what is that going to trigger in their thoughts, in their feelings, in their emotions? What is that going to trigger in their nervous system? So it's like, once you have that personal awareness, now you can become aware of the interpersonal reactions that it's going to cause, and align your action, and either overtly or covertly cultivate transformation in the other person. dude,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
It's like you're empowered to
Wow.
not
Yeah.
only like help somebody, but to let your restoration become restoration to that person.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. So let me ask you this whole system, so you obviously teach this to your clients, you walk them through this whole process, and this is the foundation of a lot of it, obviously for your carpet business, but also for you helping men restore their carpet life, right? Or something like that.
Their life carpet, right?
The life carpet. Yeah, this is their foundation. Awesome. So now tell me about this book. You have a book. Yes. Where did the idea came about, and what's the book about?
The book is everything about we're talking about, and the different steps. It goes deeper into the steps of, the awareness, the accountability, the aligned action, the adoration, and the acceptance, and it puts them all together. And
nice.
The thing is it doesn't just translate to like relationships. It translates to business. It translates to everything. And I like to say, like, there's 3 strategies embedded into the 5 steps. And the 5 steps are all 5 principles. It'll allow you to make right decisions all the time. Because the thing is when you stop looking at all your unmet needs and only focus on that compelling vision, like I said earlier, those unmet needs have to get met.
Right.
When you're in the heat of the moment and you're thinking about that compelling vision, at the end of that situation, you're going to end up taking one step onward and upward towards that vision versus one step forward, 2 steps back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So every time you're making progress, and before you know it, man, dude, you're there.
You're in a different place.
Crazy because, I mean, I like to look at my life and just be in awe and wonder. However, probably a lot of the people that are listening to your show are way, way ahead of me where I started. So when they have a system to follow that is proven and works, they can shorten time like no other, man. Like it's, oh my gosh, it's just like a carpet. Like,
right.
I look back on my life, right? And it was pretty dirty. And when my wife threatened me with that divorce, if I compared my life to a carpet, it looked like it had been soiled and spot cleaned one too many times. Like it was ready for replacement. Just like all of these other carpets out there that consumers think it's done, it's defective. No, heck no, you have a miracle product there. The thing is my life carpet was just like consumers' carpet. It wasn't like filthy dirty. No, it was inundated with multiple different layers and applications and strengths of different spot cleaners.
Yeah.
When I started restoring and rinsing my life carpet, layer after layer after layer, oh my gosh, dude, radical, clean happiness. Not just like one stage of it, but it's like a matrix of happiness. You go from here to here to here. And the trickle down effect to my wife, kids, employees, and crazy stuff, man. But here's the kicker. I mentioned about my childhood.
Yep.
My parents' divorce. The orphanage. Justice Department. My not seeing my baby girl in that divorce. I was able to use the restorative cleaning process for life to restore all of those permanent stains that never would have come out. Man, dude, they're like, did they happen? Yeah. But are they controlling me? Are they like dictating my thoughts, my actions? No.
Right.
I am that same person following a different system, getting an amazing result.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm here to share with your audience, man, through this book.
Yeah.
Like, I want to encourage people because, like your show, you can overcome anything. I believe that 1,000%.
Yeah. Now, that's amazing. I really love, the message you have, and I love your principles, man. That's pretty awesome. And I cannot wait to get a hold of your book too, because I definitely want to, now I want to definitely read that book, and I want to get all that stuff, because again, you have like you said, you have this history, this background. And one thing that you've done is you've not let that background dictate your future, right? Or what's going to come after that. You've created something that says, you know what, that is part of my background. That's who I was, yet is not dictating me, or is not running my life. I'm running my life, not that past. And a lot of people get hung up on the past. A lot of people tend to use the past as a form of an excuse. It's just an anxiety, right? You always go back to the past, yet that past is gone. There's nothing you can do. It's merely an experience. It is an educational aspect that you can take that and say, okay, what is the lesson to be learned here? What can I do? What are the things that I can change? If it worked, great. If it didn't work, how can I make that better? And then stay focused on today, and then focus on what I'm going to do in the future. And you've created that through your system. I can see that from that perspective, which is pretty awesome. So you have actually something that you want to give to the listeners, right? What is that?
Yeah, I would love to give them a copy of my book for free.
Awesome.
Yeah, they can just go to johnwilliamgray.com. It's Gray. And yeah, I would love to provide that for them.
Okay. Yeah, and definitely.
I gotta tell you,
yep.
I've gotten reviews, and everybody has said the same thing. Thank God. It's like, you won't be disappointed.
Right.
So I'm looking you in the eyes, and I'm telling your audience and you will not be disappointed.
I love it.
And the thing is, my company for carpet cleaning, Done Rite Carpet Care, it's like, I started the company because I did, but I kept it because I wanted to, swim with the sharks, bro.
Yeah.
And after doing everything I've done and learned everything, and believe with all my heart that the carpet cleaning industry is, it's what it is, but it's not right. It's not how it should be. That's what the book is. It's like, this is me. I mean, my Done Rite Carpet Care, every time we go to a job, is on the line. That image is on the line every time. Same with this book, Stop Spot Cleaning Your Life, a guide to restoring your life to radical clean happiness.
Yeah.
I stand behind my word. I stand behind my work. I stand behind my book and system.
Yeah.
What you put into it is what you get out of it. Engage it and watch out.
Wow.
You are in for transformation, period.
Yeah.
And if you think that's just going to affect you, you're wrong. It's going to affect everyone around you. It's going to affect your kids. It's going to affect your kids' friends. It's going to affect your kids' teachers. And you're going to get some feedback. And that feedback is going to be, how do you teach your kids that? How do you teach your kids to clean, quote, clean spots on life like that? How do you do that? And you're going to be like, it's kind of easy.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. That is
amazing, bro.
Yeah, that is amazing. And so let me ask you this: if people wanted to work with you, maybe with your program, or even maybe they need to get their carpet clean, how can people get a hold of you, and how can they find you?
Go to Facebook or Instagram /Stop Spot Cleaning Your Life. And I'm putting together a challenge right now, a free challenge.
Nice.
Yes. So go there, send me a private message through Messenger, and let's talk.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you also, I mean, you have amazing things for everybody, which is pretty awesome. I love that. You were talking about a free jumpstart life cleaning crash course to the people that reach out to you. They message you. I'm assuming a $297 value that you're giving to the listeners, right?
Yes.
Awesome. That's very awesome. By the way, I'm gonna have all of this information on the comments, so you guys can definitely have that. And if you're driving or doing something, you don't have to stop and take notes. It'll be in the comments, so you can definitely get back to that, and then you can reach out to John, and then to check out his website too and all that stuff. So John, what is one thing? Obviously, you've given me a lot of great tips. What is one thing that you can, your last words that you can leave the listeners and the people that are watching us, that they can overcome anything in their life?
You can overcome anything in your life if you clean with intention, rinse with passion, and you are going to overcome anything.
Wow. I love that. And that is actually very true. You have to have that intention. You have to have that passion. Otherwise, it's like anything. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going to get fixed, whether it's business, personal, or anything like that. So I love that. Have the intention. Make sure that you have that personal awareness, and then you can clean your life. John, I had a really great time. I love, the message. I love the principles, and I cannot wait to learn more about the 3 strategies that come off the principles, and see how I can take that and even use that in my own life, because I think it's pretty awesome. I really, really love it. So thank you so much for the energy and for all of the information you brought us into the show. Really, really appreciate it, for you being here.
Oh, man, my honor. Thank you so much, Cesar.
Yeah, definitely. And for the rest of you guys can definitely follow us at Spreaker.com, Apple Podcasts. You can check my website at www.CesarRespino.com. We're also on YouTube. And please stay tuned for the next podcast show. Please do me a favor, share this video. Make sure you tell your friends, sign up, subscribe, like, and leave some comments for John. All right? You guys have a wonderful time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, John.
Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Cesar Espino, real estate investor, business coach, and consultant, and author of the book, You Can Overcome Anything, Even When the World Says No. My number is 424-501-6046. In my book, I talk about making the necessary changes to shift your mind for prosperity and certainty. Pick up your copy at Amazon. I also love helping families with their real estate and can purchase your house fast and all cash. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. My number is 424-501-6046.
Thank you for having me today. I am so glad you tuned in to this podcast. You can find me at Spreaker.com, where you can like and subscribe. And to learn more about myself and my services, you can find me at www.CesarRespino.com, or you can also find me at Facebook under Cesar R Espino. Once again, thanks for joining me. I am looking forward to having you at the next episode, and know that you truly can overcome anything.